worshipful homage to the Supreme, Eternal, Infinite, Cosmic Spirit Divine. Worshipful homage to the Supreme, indescribable, cosmic power of the Divine, which is at once a transcendental divine force, the first manifestation of the unmanifest, therefore different from the unmanifest, but at the same time integrally one with the unmanifest. Because the Supreme, ultimate, transcendental reality being absolute and non-dual, one and non-dual, one alone and non-dual, ekameva advitiyam. The cosmic being thus absolute, transcendental, one and non-dual, there cannot be any question of manifestation being apart from him, because whatever is must be his or its own expression. Because non-dual means there is nothing other than that. There is no second factor. So any manifestation is not something created out of, fashioned out of a second factor, because there is no second factor. Therefore, all manifestation is another aspect of the great reality, another facet of the great reality. Thus, therefore, even shining as another aspect distinct from the transcendental reality, even when it shines as another aspect, yet nevertheless it is at the same time essentially one with that being whose aspect it is, from whom it is manifest. Essentially, there is no duality. Essentially, there is the absolute non-dual status of the Supreme Ultimate Reality, Transcendent Reality remains unaffected, unaltered. Thus, therefore, the Supreme Cosmic Force, Transcendental Cosmic Force, Parashakti, is a transformed aspect of the one non-real reality. Therefore, it is said, Parashakti and Parabrahman are one, a distinction without a difference. An apparent appearance that does not in any way affect or alter the absolute non-duality of the reality. It follows, therefore, in this variegated phenomenal appearance, the infinite multifarity the infinite pairs of opposites, light and darkness, beginning and end, birth and death, creation and dissolution, liberty and bondage, peace and restlessness, joy and sorrow, being pairs of opposites, yet they are manifestations of the same one non-dual transcendental being. You move. When you move, you are going somewhere. What does that mean? It means you are in a certain place and you say, I am here. So from this here, when you move from this here, you are moving into there. If you ask a question in this simple context, this is simple, plain, nothing complicated. Evidently, when you move from here. And when it is elsewhere, then it is not here, it is there. In this context, you put a simple question. Where is that there? You ask the question, where is that there? If someone asks you, or you yourself ask, the first obvious answer, unless you are thoughtless, not in the sense of being free from thoughts, but you don't think before you answer. The question will arise when you say, where is that there? A person who has thought out this matter will say, it depends. It depends. And there is a question, what do you mean, it depends? The answer will be, it depends. If you ask, where is that there? It depends upon what direction I move. That is simple. Where is that there? That there can either be there or it can be there. Or that there can either be there or it can be there. All four possibilities are possible. Unless, of course, you know levitation, and it can be there also. Sita disappeared this way. In the last closing episode of Ramayana, Sita disappeared. This direction. So, which proves that there is a possibility of that there being anywhere, depending upon the direction in which you move. The Supreme Cosmic Force resides within you as numerous types of forces. Physical force of the body, thought force of the mind, the force of rationality and logic, analysis and investigation, research of the intellect. The force to recollect and bring back into present remembrance long forgotten things. The force to project into the future also, to the imagination, to planning, scheming, to the imagination, working, into the future yet unborn. So this is a simple example of how within yourself, even through one of your own forces, how you have a choice of moving in so many different ways. Physical force. You can push someone into a pit, or someone who has unfortunately fallen into a pit and cannot get up. You can bend down, reach with great difficulty, grasp hold of the hands and then pull the person. The same hand, same force, same strength you have, it can push or it can pull. Therefore, we have to be very, very cautious, circumspect, thoughtful, discriminating, careful. How we make the forces within us to manifest themselves in this world of living beings and in this world of human affairs. What exactly will be in the midst of this setup of your global human family entirely depends upon you and your careful, well-chosen decision in what manner to direct the innumerable forces that are within you. Swamiji, how do you know all these forces are there? We cannot actually tangibly see them. Concrete the proof cannot be given. How do you know it is there? If you ask this question, then I would say, you are putting this question, evidently you have not been listening to what is being said by Swami. If you had been carefully listening, you wouldn't put this question. Because it's a wrong question. No, Swamiji, it is a real question. It may be, a question may be real, correct, but your putting that question at this moment is wrong, because you have not been attentive. How do you say this, Swamiji? Swamiji says this Because a little while back, Swamiji has said, the supreme reality, the eternal reality, being absolute and non-dual, one without a second, non-dual. And the supreme indescribable, equally transcendental cosmic power or force, Parashakti, cannot be treated apart. They are one, integrated, a single great reality in two aspects. Because it cannot be something apart from the great reality. Precisely because of the fact that the great reality is one and non-dual. And therefore, whatever is manifest is part of that being, the great reality, transcendental reality, the manifestation aspect. And that being and the supreme transcendental cosmic force being one, not apart, cannot be separated. It means where that being is there, this is also there. So, if that being is manifested itself in the form of you, then his cosmic force also is very much there, because they cannot be separated. It is axiomatic, it is already there, it should be understood. These two cannot be separated. Where one is, the other also is there. Where the other is, the Supreme One also is there. And that alone, therefore, has manifested within you in these various multifarious manner. Whatever you possess, to which you move, act, function, carry on some purposeful work, all that you do through the grace of the Supreme Cosmic Power, Parashakti, dwelling within you as an integral part of yourself. She is thought, she is intellect, she is analysis, she is concentration, she is meditation, she is memory, she is imagination, she is the blueprint, original primary blueprint for all that we produce in the form of works, good or bad. Therefore, think well in what way you utilize and you manifest this inner force. When this inner force, which is in itself amoral, it can also remain within you as a potential, static, not manifest. You have got the potential to do ever so many things, but unless you actually put it forth into motion, it is there as a potential, as a deposit in a bank. The ability to do things, the potential of the power that you possess to do ever so many things. And if you decide, it is instantly at your disposal. The moment it is called forth, it is there in the form of activity. When it becomes directed, it becomes a certain power, thought power. Power of the spirit, the power of love, the power of selfless desire to serve. Therefore, be constantly alert in discrimination, and at each moment go on directing this great potential of cosmic power that resides within each one of you. For it is sacred, for it is divine, for it is spiritual. It is not meant to be frittered away. It is not meant to be wrongly used, misused. It is meant to be purposefully, powerfully directed and used in order to bring into being better and better states of existence, for progress. It will be used. This potential is to be put forth and used. If you wish to put it as Lord Buddha put it, Bahujana hitaya cha, Bahujana sukhaya cha. For the welfare of the many, for the happiness of the many, for the happiness and welfare of all creatures in God's creation. And if you wish to put it in the words of our lawgivers, this power potential within you has to be carefully, wisely manifested and brought forth in order to achieve the four great objectives of human life, four great values of human life. The ethical value, the economic value, the vital emotional value, and the ultimate supreme, highest spiritual value. They put it in a very brief form. You have come here not merely to bear the brunt of karma, enjoy or suffer and then one day become extinguished. No, not at all. You have come here with a great destiny. You have come here with a supreme purpose. Highest objective to attain, you have come here. You have been sent here. To that end, we must work. Therefore, they said, you have come here to fulfill God's plan for you. See that His wish prevails and manifests itself in and through you. God's plan for you, His will for you, His ultimate divine perfection which is already within you. And they put it in a systematic manner. Through yoga and Vedanta attain self-realization. Or through working for the attainment of the fourfold supreme values. Purushartha chatushtaya, make your life a grand success, in achievement, ultimate attainment. And in the course of attaining, striving to attain the four values, Purushartha Chatushtaya, in the course of doing this, you also wisely exert to equip yourself with the sadhana chatushtaya, which when acquired becomes a great help to attain the supreme goal. Thus the great ones have said. Therefore, force being directed in order to acquire the sadhana chatushtaya is a proper channelization of your own inner power potential, divine power potential, Parashakti. It is a very, very wise and justifiable way. If you want to put it in the words of Patanjali Maharshi, then he will say, exert, put forth your force and power, mental, emotional, physical, in order to acquire and enrich yourself, elevate yourself, enrich yourself, endow yourself with the fivefold universal vows. He will say, my beloved seeker, my system has been so devised that you first attain these, then yoga is already in the palm of your hand. It is already yours, or you have qualified yourself. If a person passes an IAS examination, whether there is any job for him or not, he has to be paid the salary of an IAS officer from that time onward. IAS means already government's responsibility to regularly pay him a certain salary. So they, some or other, post the person here or there, because they don't want him to sit at home and get government money. Therefore they post him somewhere as something or other, and then his due salary goes to him every month. In the same way, Patanjali says, you acquire these first two values which I have put forth in my system of yoga, then already yoga is yours. Thus, different people have given us very invaluable guidance as to in what direction we should use our power, force, so that we may become blessed. It is that which will decide where you will go from here, where you are at this moment. Decision is in your hands, as we said at the very beginning. It is for you to decide what direction you will move. They have given us plenty of light, plenty of guidance in what direction we should move in order to attain the supreme blessedness. So when you have this knowledge given by them through the spontaneous graciousness, you are in a very advantageous position. You are not handicapped, on the contrary, you are very fortunate. They have done all your thinking for you and decided what is your highest welfare. And they have given to you already in which direction you must move. Realize therefore your privileged position, your great good fortune, and think rightly, decide correctly, and move in the right direction, and I can assure you, you will make yourself supremely blessed. There is no power on earth that can deny you what you have deserved. God bless you. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Shri Vishwanathaya Namaha. 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 Om Shri Shankaracharya Namaha. Om Shri Shankaracharya Namaha. Om Shri Shankaracharya Namaha. Om Shri Sadguru Shivanandaya Namaha. Om Shri Sadguru Shivanandaya Namaha. Om Shri Sadguru Shivanandaya Namaha. Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarthi Hare Devi Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarthi Hare Devi Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarthi Hare Devi Narayani Namostute. Hari Om. Worshipful homage to the Great Spirit, the eternal reality, the one eternal amidst the non-eternal, the imperishable amidst the perishable, the never-changing amidst the ever-changing, the one beginningless and endless, the source of all things, the constant support of all things, and ultimate destination and fulfillment of all things. That eternal being whom the ancient Vedic seers realize in the highest place of their spiritual illumination and enlightenment, and declared that alone is real. Whom the ancient Upanishadic Maharishis attained by dint of great renunciation, great aspiration, great austerity, and constant inner meditation. By constant inner meditation. And attaining which they declare, I have seen that Supreme Being, by knowing whom the mortal becomes immortal. To that being, worship of homage and adoration. May the grace of that being be upon all of you. Loving adorations to revered and beloved Holy Master Gurudev Swami Chidanandaji Maharaj, whose whole life was dedicated to bring about an awareness of this central fact that there is a being, the immortal in the midst of this mortal world, the unchanging, unchanging things, the eternal in the midst of the non-eternal. There is a being, the imperishable, dwelling within the perishable. Vinashyatsu avinashyantam. Behold that, O man. That is the vision that beholds the eternal shining within the outer vesture of this non-eternal name and form facade that covers and hides the divine indwelling, the seemingly human. That quest is here and now because the seemingly human surrounds you everywhere, every day, from dawn till dusk, from the moment you wake up until you go back to sleep again. You have to live and move in this human environment, human world, human surroundings. And it is in such a frame, such a situation, you have still to perceive and dwell upon and ultimately experience the Eternal One, the Divine hidden in the human, the Eternal within the non-eternal. Therefore, this great consummation of existence, human existence, this great divine mission you have come to fulfill is not to be worked out in any other place or any other time frame, but you have to realize that it has to be worked out in the living present. It has to work out where you are and each day of your daily existence. Therefore, bondage and liberation coexist and dwell together. This is what we have, and we live in what we have. We have to recognize that what we think we do not have also is right here. In this passing ephemeral phenomenal appearance, there shines with the splendor of a million suns the eternal, never-changing, permanent reality. This was the great truth. Yajnavalkya first tried to make his aspiring partner in life, Maitreyi, to understand. Listen, O Maitreyi, all this is verily that Atma. Everything here constitutes what you think to be the realm beyond which I have to attain. The realm beyond is nowhere else other than right here. We dwell in that great Brahman. If we have grasped this subtle truth about ourselves, we will understand that it is the central fact of our life that we have to constantly, again and again, recollect to ourselves, constantly to dwell upon and reflect upon, constantly keep pondering it, and thus recollecting it, dwelling upon it, reflecting upon it, and deeply meditating upon it. We must transform the seemingly passing phenomenal appearance into what it is. The ore contains the gold. It is a question of knowing this and setting to work upon the crude ore and sifting the gold out of the crude ore, for it is always there. One who discards the ore will lose the gold. Therefore, that is not wisdom, but to focus upon the gold, even when while is gazing upon the ore, that is wisdom. Ignoring the unreality, seeing the reality, dwelling upon it constantly, one begins to know that one dwells in reality. Reality is only fact. There is only tremendous fact central to our life. God alone is. This is living in truth. This is living in the light. And this living in the truth here, now, and this living in the light always is your birthright. Should you not claim your birthright? That is why you are here. This is the chance. This is the opportunity. In fact, this is the occasion given to us for this very claiming and getting what is ours. Thus life becomes glorified as it ought to. Here is the time, here is the place, here indeed is the proper opportunity by the divine to the human. May we realize this and be free. That is the one great aspiration, the longing, the wish of Holy Master Chidananda for all those who approached him. Realize this and be free. Do it and become forever blessed. God and Guru have already blessed you. God bless you.